ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם שהכל נהיה בדברו. Stones and bricks are two elements that appear with certain frequency in the Bible. We read, for instance, that our ancestor Jacob ran away because his brother wanted to kill him, and his brother had reason for that. So when night came, he wanted to lie down, and he rested his head on a stone. Our rabbis say in reality there were several stones around, so there was a miracle. All of them became one stone so that Jacob should be able to rest his head that night. An altar in the Beit HaMikdash had to be made out of stones. You couldn't cut the stones. It had to be a natural stones. That's the way you had to do it. But bricks also appear in the Bible. For instance, our ancestors in Egypt had to produce bricks. There was a time when they weren't even given the straw that was necessary in order to make the bricks. All the big edifications, all the big buildings they had to build were made out of bricks. We also find that there's another very important edifice that was constructed, the Tower of Babel, Migdal Bavel. That was also done with bricks, and our rabbis tell us, why did they want to build such a high tower? They really wanted to do war with the Almighty. They thought they'll reach heavens and do war with the Almighty. They were so obsessed with that tower that when a person, one of the workers, fell off from on high to his death, they didn't mind. But when one of the instruments, one of the bricks was broken, they were very sorry. They were very sorry because everything was concentrated in the building of that tower. What is the difference between bricks and stones? Actually, if you think about it, you know, to make a brick, you have to have a mold. And all the bricks are the same. When it comes to stones, it's different. Each stone has its own individuality. I remember listening to Meir Soloveitchik, a very dear friend of mine, who is now the rabbi of the Spanish-Portuguese synagogue in New York. He quoted his late father who told him, and this is what he transmitted, the difference is that stones maintain their individuality, while bricks are uniform. Maybe this is what slavery is. We all have to have the same thoughts. We all have to do the same thing. Maybe this is the message of the Tower of Babel. They didn't want to populate the entire earth. There was only one language. They wanted uniformity. Everybody should think the same way. And that maybe is represented by the brick. But the altar in the Beit HaMikdash says something altogether different. Each stone is different. So therefore each one of us has to retain his own individuality. Our rabbis say that even though we're all descendants from Adam, from the first man, our faces are different, and just like our faces are different, the same token, our ideas are also very different. Each one of us has his own personality, so that the stones of the Beit HaMikdash remind us that we have to retain our individuality, that we shouldn't become part of a mass, that we shouldn't become part of cattle. Each one of us has the seal of God. Make sure then that in your family you respect each and every member of the family. You know, each one of us has his own personality, has his own talents, has his own aspirations, his own dreams. Don't try to suffocate anybody. But we have to bear in mind that all these stones that were an altar were for the service of God. You have to make sure that the purpose of your individuality has as a focus the service of God, and of course, good deeds toward your fellow man. If you will do that, you will surely become a better human being.